101.5 FM, and that's the Mickey Pie Band and Got the Feeling. Well, last year we had the opportunity, first time, to catch up with multi-award winning singer-songwriter, probably one of Australia's most famous songwriters, Allan Caswell, and he's got a new song out, and surprise, surprise, it's a country song.
Oh, nice.
And Allan joins us on the phone now. G'day, Allan. How are you?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Mate, so good. Another busy time. Last time we were speaking to you, of course, you were right in the middle of a big Sony Alabama stoush.
Yeah, well, it's still going.
I think it'll probably go for a few years, I think.
Well, I'm hoping not, because it costs a fortune. But, yeah, look, you know, when you're dealing with big companies, and they've got bottomless pockets, it's a struggle. But look, you know, without going into details, I'm right, and it's just a question of standing up for it, you know.
That's it. Now, Allan, I had the pleasure of watching. We were only talking the other day how important videos are now. You know, we sort of go back, and it's so true. The song you've written, it's a country song. You've got that out there. The video's out there. And we were only talking last week to one of our guests saying that it's so important to have that video out there now, because when you listen to a song, you have one perception of a song. But when you're actually watching the video, it has another one. But I found that watching the video, and I've actually heard the song before watching the footage, it just sort of cemented that what we are hearing is what you're trying to get out there with It's a Country Song.
Yeah, well, I kind of got dragged kicking and screaming into doing the video, like my wife and my mother ganged up on me.
Oh, you love it.
But, no, well, I do now, just because it was kind of, it was a really good experience working. It's a very creative thing. Paul Denham did the clip. He's Jane's husband.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it's a brilliant guy, you know, and it just felt right. And, you know, well, you've seen the clip. It's pretty hard to describe a clip on radio, but he asked me if I had any old footage of me playing, so I didn't realise what he was going to do with it, you know, and I get to be a 38-year-old and a 40-year-old and a 60-year-old and everything in the space of one clip, which is, you know, I think the end result, the thing I never liked about videos is that I figured the song should tell the story on its own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas, but having seen what Paul did with the video, basically it's really sympathetic to what the song's about, and I'm really pleased with it.
Well, that's what I sort of say. Like, a lot of songs, you sort of have one idea, and then when you watch the film, you think, oh, okay, well, that's the idea that it's supposed to be. But this one, it just blends so well. And there's a line in there I just absolutely love the line, and it's about the three chords. You know, like we're going back to basics, and you're listening to a country song and you want to know what they are. Whereas today we've got sevenths and eighths and diminished and you name it. It was just so back to basics. It was like, well, you know, we're back to this is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's look, you know, I would fight for anyone's right to be whatever artist they want to be and to play whatever style of music they play. But I would also fight to the death against anyone who tried to tell me what I should be doing. You know, and it's kind of, you know, I've always loved the sort of classic country music, and you know, this is the album I always wanted to make, but I've had several goes at it and been quite pleased with the results. But I always chickened out at the last minute and recorded some things that I thought were safe, you know. Whereas this one, I've just kind of let the album work, and you know, huge amount of input from Roger Corbett, who produced it. I wanted it to sound really authentic, really like classic country music, and Roger gave me the production. We picked the musicians that were going to do that, you know.
When you're putting together an album like that, what's the difficulty, considering the amount of songs that you obviously have at your disposal at any one time, whether you're writing for someone else? When you go through a writing process, are you writing for the album, or do you just write and then choose from that? How does that process work for someone like you?
I knew where I wanted the album to go, but there were some songs that I had to do. I co-write a lot, and you know, I've got quite a few people that I love writing with co-wrote songs on the album. But with this record, there's a lot of key songs that I wrote on my own because they're really personal. Like It's a Country Song's one of them. There's a song called Everything That's Good, which is just basically a song from me to Marion, you know. But songs are really personal. And I think they were written for the album when I knew where the album was going. You know, it's kind of like I probably started, you know, because I've always got too many songs. I kind of started with half the album that I knew definitely I was going to do, and then I started writing things that fitted in with the concept that I had, you know. So, you know, songs, there are songs, there's one song on there that's 20 years old, which I'd never recorded before, and another one that was, you know, a week old when we recorded it. So,
a week old.
Yeah.
You mentioned Roger Corbett. You must have had a bit of a thrill for Dove Newton being honoured in the Australia Day Awards.
We all were. I mean, you know, and richly deserved. I mean, you know, two friends of mine got the medal. One was Doc Neeson, who sadly is very ill at the moment, and Dove. And I think with what they've put not only into to music, but what they've put into Australia, I think it's that time they got acknowledged. To be fair.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of times that we interview up and coming stars here, and you know, they talk about influences, or they've their single has been co-written by Allan Caswell, or it's been produced by Roger Corbett, or co-written by Roger Corbett. I think you blokes need to take your hat off, and we need to take our hat off to you guys to what you do for these up and coming young musicians as well.
See, I don't think it's as altruistic as that. I mean, I write with people like Stephanie Jansen and Kaylee Bell and obviously Drew McAllister. I write with them because they're great songwriters and I love working with them. You know, I'm not doing it to help their career. I'm doing it because we're a team and it works. You know, but I think it's always been like that with when you get an experienced writer together with a new writer, you both bring something to the table. And you know. Like if you've been writing songs professionally as long as I do, you tend to get a bit jaded, and it's hard to get the motivation that someone a lot younger can do. So what they bring to the table is you know, talent and also enthusiasm and a willingness to take chances. Like if you've been doing it for a living for a long time, you tend to play it a lot more safe than you would if you didn't know anything, you know. But what they get from people like Roger and I is the experience and the craftsmanship, you know. I mean, you know, it takes a long time to get that finesse and that ability to nail things down, dot the I's, cross the T's. So I think the combination of me writing with someone like Stephanie Jansen is terrific because you both got strengths and you play to them.
We're speaking with Allan Caswell. He has a new song, a new album out at the moment, and we'll be playing that very shortly. Allan, with regard to some songwriters that are out there and about at the moment, is there someone that you haven't worked with that you would like to, that you like their style?
Well, there's one that I'm actually about to work with, or a couple that I'm actually about to work with. One's a guy called Brad Butcher, who I don't know if too many people know him yet, but they're going to. I was judging a songwriting thing for the TSA, and I'd listened to some pretty good songs, and then suddenly the song just jumped out at me. It was kind of, to be honest, it was the way I felt the first time I heard Walking in Memphis, you know? It was just kind of one of those really, really special songs. So I'm looking forward to working with him. He's also a really great singer, you know. And also, I've organised a tour. It was only locked in today, just a short tour with Stephanie Jansen, and we're going down to Victoria because I've arranged to do some writing with Lachlan Bryan, who I think is a terrific songwriter. So, yeah, and he's kind of in the alt country thing, all right? And I'm just kind of coming to terms with the whole thing. Yeah, when I started, I was considered too country for pop and too pop for country, and now I'm considered too country for country. So I've worked my way right through country music, came out the other end, so I'm probably, judging by the way people are looking at it, I think I might even be alt country at the moment, you know. So, you know, the labels are getting more and more hilarious the further they go with it.
It's funny, we spoke with Camille and Stewie last week, who won the alt country award at Tamworth, and we said... He said, tell us what that is. He said, well, apparently George Jones is now alternative country.
Yeah, well, I looked at the definition and I thought, well, given that it incorporates mainstream country, well, what I'm hearing is mainstream country. I reckon Merle Haggard's alternative country too, so who knows. I mean, I don't think it matters too much. I think everybody was delighted to see Stu and Camille win an award, you know, because whatever they're doing is their own thing, and it's certainly not mainstream, and it's brilliant, you know. So what can I say? It sounds country to me.
Well, that's it, and it's working for you. So you keep on doing what you're doing because it's working, Allan.
Well, yeah, it's not. Yeah, well, that's nice, but it's not really the fact that it's working. For me, it's the fact that I really love doing it, and it's the kind of music that was on the vinyl records that I bought when I was 17 because I love that kind of music. It's, you know, I guess it's a bit retro, really, but you know, the songs are there, and the songs were written in the last couple of years, all except the one I wrote with Pixie Jenkins 20 years ago and forgot all about. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's just an exciting time because, I mean, you can write in a style that works for that classic country thing, but still be modern. That's where the music progresses, you know. Gee, that sounded complicated, didn't it? But
well, no, but it has a truth about it. And what you're saying there will actually come out when, and I do ask people if this is the first time they've heard this song by Allan Caswell, It's a Country Song, to really listen to the words because it's honestly it's fantastic, and I think it actually wraps it all up into one big bundle. So I'm really proud of this song, and you should be proud of it too, Allan.
I am. I mean, and it's kind of. You know, when I recorded it, I thought it was a bit political. You know?
No, don't worry about that.
But that was before Blake Shelton opened his mouth. And in comparison, I think it was quite mild.
Well, it may not be an old song, but it's sure to be a gold song.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Here's Allan Caswell.
Wait. I cannot let you go, Allan. I was flicking through some of the stuff the other day. I was doing a bit of research, and my she hates country music. I know, how can a daughter of mine hate country music? But she does. She likes all the, you know, the rock bands and things like that. Anyway, she's flicked through and she noticed a thing on one of the pages and it came up, the living end. She goes, what are you doing with the living end? I said, I'm not doing anything with the living end. And we noticed you actually wrote a song for the living end. And she said, he did not. So we want to know, do you know what song it was that you wrote for the living end?
Yeah. Now, what happened was, the Living End on their first EP, which is called Prisoner of Society. I love the Living End because, I mean, they started off as a rockabilly band and then just got more punk, you know.
Look, I just think they're musicians. They are just fantastic.
They're a great band. Anyway, what they did was they recorded a cover of On the Inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was funny because it's done in their style, so it kind of pounds along. Anyway, I rang their management and introduced myself, and there was a silence on the end of the line. I just rang to ask if you could tell the band how much I enjoyed their version. Because, see, the thing is, you can take a good song and do whatever you want with it, and as long as you're kind of not sending it up, they just played it like it was a Living End song, and I love what they did with it, you know. So.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm going to have to get a copy of that and play it for her and say, there you go.
Yeah. The fact that it was on a record that sold 120,000 copies, it didn't hurt either.
Allan Caswell, as usual, it's been great to catch up with you. Good luck with
again. It was lovely.
Oh, mate, our pleasure. Any time at all. Rest assured. This is It's a country song with Allan Caswell, and we hope it's not too long before we catch up with you again.
Well, let's hope so.